Welcome back to Falling Fox Gaming, everybody. I am your host Blaine, and we're picking up with some more How to Play Teardown. The first mission here is making space, and all we have to do is destroy this bottom left cabin on the water down here, and then we have to throw the safe here and over here in the warehouse into the ocean. Now, there's really no alarms or anything, so it's not that difficult. The only thing you have to worry about is fire alarms, but the entire map is water, so that shouldn't be an issue. Let me show you how to do this without any real effort at all. Now I'm going to assume that you can figure out the map locations by yourself, but I'm going to show you exactly how I would do it if you're just trying to beat the mission without any frills. The very first safe is right up here in this house. Now this is an extremely easy one to do, and if you're not trying to do anything fancy or even just trying to, really just have fun with the game, if you're just trying to beat it, this one requires very little effort because you can actually pull the safe all the way to the water all by yourself without needing any kind of special stuff. Now I would recommend, if you're going to do it this way, you just destroy the walls a little bit, and then all you have to do is grab the safe and pull it. Now the safe is small enough that you can actually just drag it along to the ocean. Drag it onto the ocean. Come. Drag it onto the ocean. Okay, some of the debris may get in the way a little bit, but all I gotta do is wiggle it. Okay, so in my test play this went a lot easier, but as you can see, sometimes you can struggle with it. Now, if you wiggle the mouse around, you can actually move the safe in a lot of different directions that you don't expect to because how big it is. Depending on where you grab from the safe is depending on how well the physics work with it. Try to always grab on the back side and you can just flip it over like this. So see, you reach near the back, push up, and then pull it. Oh, and then just drag it up to the water. So just keep flipping it. And this is all you actually have to do for this first safe. Very simple. Flip it in. Ta-da! First target cleared. The second safe is in that building right across over there, and I'll be there in just a second. Once we're over here by this big old barn kind of thing here, all you have to do is come up these stairs. Whoop, up the stair. There we go. And there's the safe there. Now this one's a little bit bigger, so it's a little bit harder to do, but all you have to do is break down this wall right here. If you want to use the hammer, it's probably the easiest way to do it, but you can use the shotgun. Let me just show you the shotgun here. The shotgun works a little better, honestly. Just kind of blow the wall away. If you want to do it that way, you absolutely can. I tend to just use a sledgehammer just because it feels more fun, in my opinion. But again, this is more for just... That wasn't supposed to happen. Okay, so once you're down here, I guess that's the route we're going to take. So actually, now that brings up another thing. If you end up getting stuck down here, which is, there's a good chance that may happen because the safe is large enough to break through the wall, you can actually just keep hitting the debris on the ground and it'll disappear to get out of your way. But you'll run into this metal fence here. All you have to do is use a blowtorch to get through that. Like so. Just cut it like you would a door. And you should be able to just move the fence piece. Yep. And move it. Move it. There we go. And then you grab the back side of this one, just like the other one, and pull. This one's a little bit heavier, so it takes a little more work. A little more finagling of the mouse, but it does work just fine. You just have to keep up with it. And then do it again. And push her on. Oh, come on. Go in the water. Aha. Optional mission completed. Now the final part of this is actually destroying the cabin. You can honestly do this in several different ways, and I'm not going to say any way is specifically better than the others, but my personal favorite way to do it is to take this big ass boat right here and just drive that into the building until it's gone. So I'm going to take this boat and then I'll meet you over there. Okay, I actually realized that you can't just take the boat on this mission. It's the next mission where you can just hop onto it. This one you actually have to climb on it from the little crane here, or that's the easiest way I've found to get on it. So what you'll do is you'll climb up the crane right here, and then you'll take your shotgun and just blast away chunks of the crane. So that way you can jump up on the railing, and then jump up on the roof of it, and then run and jump, and voila. Now you got the boat. Open the door here, hop in, and success. So now we're going to drive all the way around the marina. I'm going to skip that part because it actually takes a while. We're going to drive all the way around the marina this way and go from over here. Now you can actually open the bridge right here if you want to just drive through right here, but I've had a couple problems doing that, so I tend to just take the easy way and just go around. It takes a little bit longer, but honestly it's worth it because you don't take the chance of wrecking your boat. Alright, so as we approach the destination, you'll see that the cabin we have to destroy is highlighted with a little white line around it. Now if you see, this boat is just as big as the cabin, so this makes this part really easy. You just have to drive into it. That's basically it. Now I do want to show you that if you hit it correctly, straight on, you can actually do this in just kind of one go. And it's going to slow my computer down here, so just ignore that. Now, my computer struggles with this part because the falling objects, when you destroy buildings like this with some of the bigger vehicles, it's going to slow your computer down a little bit. Don't worry, it'll go away here. It's not going to crash your computer most likely. But see, now, this is what I wanted to show you. Once you destroy it with the boat, you have to actually back up, because if you look, it counts as your boat as being part of the building, and you have to get off of it. So that should complete it as soon as we move here. Oop. All done. And now all we have to do is return back to our vehicle and the mission's done. Now before you do the next mission, I do recommend you take your time on this one to go around and collect all the valuables before starting the next mission, because the next mission is where the game actually starts to get complicated. So I'll see you guys there in a second. Alright, welcome back to the marina here. So this mission is called Classic Cars, and this is the first time this game gets really complicated, and let me show you why. If you look at our objectives, we have 4 of them, 2 primary and 2 secondary. So the first part of the mission is to collect the car in the warehouse over here, and then the car on the boat right here. Second parts are collecting the documents in the office here, and the spare parts in the warehouse over here. Now the reason why this mission can be difficult is because any one of these 4 targets actually starts the 60-second timer. So you have to have everything in position before you try and do anything. And let me show you how you want to position things before you actually try and do your run. So the very first thing you want to do is destroy this gate right here. The easiest way to do that is to simply jump over these boxes here, grab yourself that forklift, and then drive through the gate on both sides far enough to where you'll knock the gates completely clear of the wall. Now, a couple of quick notes is you want to make sure that you take it all the way off and not just nudge it. If you just nudge it, it will try and close still, so what you need to do is you need to push it all the way off into the water, or at least all the way off the wall like that. Do the same thing on the other side. And there we are. Now if you create any debris that ends up in this general area, you're going to want to move it, just because it might get in the way of driving some of the vehicles in the future. The next thing you want to do is you're going to want to move the crane a little bit here. Now you don't have to move it too far because we're actually coming right back here, but you want to just move it out of the way, like so, because we're going to grab the front loader down here and we're going to come back and we're going to push all this stuff off into the water. So the reason why we're actually going to clear this area off is because we're actually just going to back the really big boat up and we're just going to unload the crate right here. So grab the front loader, just push stuff, make sure you don't push your front loader into the water. Very easy to do if you're not being careful. In all honesty, it's probably clear enough for what we're going to do, but I'll just clear this stuff off just to make a point. Now, you could probably just honestly clear all of this just to give yourself a lot of breathing room in case you're either a little iffy on the controls or if you just want to give yourself a little bit more space for error. And that should be good. So we're going to move the front loader completely out of the way now. Now make sure the front loader is well out of the way, because if you leave it right here in the driving area, we're going to have to cruise by here with the vehicle later, so we don't want to leave anything in the pathway right here. And there's this telephone pole, so we'll want to move that. Just chuck that into the water. And now we're going to go grab that boat over there. All you have to do is get through this fence here, and there's just a couple doors you can go through. Here we are at the boat. As you can see, there's this big metal crate here, which has the Jeep inside, and that's what our actual goal is for this one. So we're just going to take this boat, and we're going to line it up right over there with the backside being equal to the crane area over there. Now I'll see you when we have the boat in position, and I do recommend you quick save here, just in case you destroy the boat on the way over there. So what we're going to do this time is we're going to ram the dock a little bit harder. And that should give the boat some more stability. Because what's going to happen is now the boat is actually up on the concrete part. So when you grab the crane, you should just be able to drive right on it and grab it without a problem this time. Move the crane a little bit. Yeah, well, I'm just gonna drive on it because I should be able to. See, and you just drag it backwards. Now don't gun it backwards because you'll actually tip over the crane. And if you damage the crane too much, you can't actually do this properly. But what you're actually looking to do is just kind of pulling it off slightly. You can grab it from the top, but I found the crane to be a little finicky and it tends to struggle with it a little bit. So what we're going to do is we're just going to ease it forward. And once it's off the ship, we're just going to let it go. And then we're actually going to line the crane back up on its side. Once you have the crane on its side over here, what we'll do is we'll actually grab it once more. And this time you can grab it from pretty much anywhere. And we're just going to kind of lift it up just a little bit because we actually just want to slide it over this way just a little bit. So the goal is to, actually that might work like that. You know what, I'm just going to leave it like that. The entire goal of this is to line up this crate with that truck so you have a straight shot. That worked out perfectly. So if you see, when we get in the vehicle, we can drive, oh, got stuck there. And all you have to do is you get inside this circle. So with that being a straight shot, that's the first vehicle lined up. So the next thing we're actually doing is we're actually coming down to the building, the barn kind of thing over here again, which is on the far side over here. I took the forklift that we used to destroy this gate and I just drove down here. You don't actually have to do that. I just did that for simplicity's sake because the vehicle is right there. But what we're actually doing is we're actually just taking this truck and trailer right here. Well, it doesn't have a trailer, it's a flatbed. And we're just going to drive the fancy car right there out of here. Now you have to be a little careful because the car, if it gets rocked too much, it will fall back off the truck and will actually trigger the sensor. The only thing you want to do is make sure you don't destroy the ramp. If you destroy the ramp on the back of this thing, you can't really get the car off very easy and you'll likely fail the mission. What we're going to do is we're going to line this vehicle up very close to the semi itself actually, because this is going to be the very first vehicle we're actually going to take off. So what we're going to do is lower the ramp. And again, make sure that it's facing the circle. It doesn't really matter where you position the semi so much. It just matters that you actually have this lined up. So if you look straight back, yep. So if you look from the car point of view, it should be right to that circle. If that's correct, you are done with that setup. So this is where the game gets a little more complicated. The two secondary objectives, the documents in the office and the spare parts in the warehouse, are both alarmed. So what you have to do is you actually have to break your way through this very easily. It's all wood and glass, so you can smash through no problem. And what you're going to end up doing is you're going to grab this, jump in the speedboat there. Do not grab that boat. No. Grab the speedboat, and we're going to drive and set ourselves up over there. Now, what I'm actually going to do is we are going to set up that entire building over there by destroying the walls, and then we're going to actually set an escape vehicle. And what we're going to do is we're going to grab this speedboat over there, grab document, enter escape vehicle, drive all the way around, which is why we destroyed that gate over there, grab the two stolen cars, put them in the truck, and then escape. So now I'm going to show you the setup from the other side over there. So back over on this side of the water, we have set up an escape vehicle, and I chose to go grab one of the cars, which is a little bit faster than the vans. They don't have as good of handling, but they're a little bit faster and I just prefer them. What we're going to do is we're actually going to destroy part of the wall here to make our escape a little bit quicker. Now, as I said, with the boat, we're going to grab the speedboat that's over there, and we're going to drive into these docks, jump up here. So what we're going to want to do is we're going to want to clear this area out just a little bit. Not much, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to destroy this pillar. And I'm going to try and move this car just a little bit if possible. Now that one's not really going to go anywhere, so we're just going to shoot it a little bit, just a few times. It should not be in your way, but if you drive poorly, it could be in your way, so I prefer just to give a little bit of clearance there. And then we're going to come up this building here. Now the door is off the hinges from where I took the truck out of it. Clear a little better path. Come up here. Now, I have found that coming in here is the easiest way. Some people may prefer to actually come up here and just destroy this entire wall to get to this, but I found that to be a little little unnecessary. And that's pretty much it right there. So I'm going to grab these and I'm going to throw these out of our way because I'm not really sure what these things are, but they're in our way. And I'm pretty sure I just threw one down in front of the car. Yeah, that should be fine. And that's pretty much it for our setup. Now, as I said before, this is the way I found to work, and it works pretty much every single time. So I haven't tried to optimize it any more than this. This should work just for you. It may just take you a time or two if you're not as proficient with the controls of the game. Now, actually, thinking about it, I am actually going to destroy this wall right here, this part of the wall, just to make it a little bit wider, just in case I struggle at all with that turn. Shouldn't, but you never know. And this is one of those things where you can take as much time to clean up as much as you want, but I wouldn't worry too much. I would just give it a shot first. Alright, here we are back on the other side of the lake, and we're going to try and start the route now. Now, before we actually start it, what we're going to do is we're going to come in here and we're going to do a quick save right here. Quick save right there, just in case something goes wrong in the mission. Alright, so here we are getting ready to grab the target. Grab the target, jump, jump, in the boat. Now I do jump, I don't know if it helps at all, but it feels like it helps, so I tend to jump a lot. You may not need to jump as much as I do, but I feel like it helps get around debris and stuff that you may accidentally step on. Up the stairs, grab the second target, jump, get in the car. Again, I jump to get in the car because then you're not jumping on the ground or anything like that, which seems to slow you down a little bit. Now don't take this turn too fast because you will slide into those crates. Now this mission is pretty tight on time, so what you're going to want to do is you want to stop the car here, get out, get in the Jeep, go forward. As soon as you hit that, it should get you out of the vehicle. Run up here, get in the car, just back straight up, put you in the car, and then just get in the semi. Boom. Mission completed. So I hope that was helpful for you guys. If it was, please do me a favor and leave a like and subscribe. I greatly appreciate it. If this has helped you, please let me know down below in the comments, and I'll see you guys next time.